Hello, my beautiful loved ones, my Beyond Infinite ones. Again, my name is Ajua with Beyond Infinite I Am, as you already know. And oh my gosh, I am completely loving this background. I mean, completely, right? It seems like right now it's just a window behind me, and it's outside, and it seems like the more I do these, the brighter it gets. So I'm just very happy about it. I love the effect, how the camera picks up the lighting from outside, and it looks just so heavenly, right? But today I wanted to talk to you about willpower within inside you, right? Because for me that's very important. And we naturally look to a higher power, a higher source, but a lot of us don't pray to ourselves, okay? And I'm not telling you to stop praying to anyone else. But I am telling you to start acknowledging praying to yourself. And I've realized this many of times where, I used to go see psychics every once in a blue. And when I really wanted to know something, I feel like I didn't have the answer. And in real life, I actually had the answer, but at the time I didn't know. And I would go see these psychics, and they would tell me, the power is within you. Your energies that you have, your angels, your spirit guides are telling me you are the power. And again, my name is Ajua, right? And usually when you have something of significance is right? There's greater power, the source. And one person told me, she said, when you need something really bad, or you think you need help, or something you can't quite get, she said, you need to call on yourself. She said, because you don't know how powerful you or your name is, right? And then even before that, before she even told me that, I had a dream, and they said your true name is Ahaya. They said they broke it down. The way my name is spelled, certain letters were not at that time. And they said, no, this is silent. This drops to be this, and the way you pronounce it is this. And I was like, oh my gosh. But even more significant, before that, I had did a photo shoot that said I am across my shirt, and it said I am down my pants, right? Guess what Ahaya means? Which I happened to experience the dream almost a week later. It means I am, right? So it's just phenomenal how everything ties in. But guess what? It was all me. All me. Now, is there sources and spirit guides and oversouls and everything that helps you? Yes. Is there a higher power? Yes. Is there ultimate source? Is it one within y'all? Is it the universal oneness? Yes. But right now, I'm talking about us. I'm talking about you, and I'm talking about me individually, right? Because individually, there is no longer I am, it's we are. We tap into this connective consciousness that actually becomes us, right? We are the walking manifestations of this collective consciousness. So therefore, an aspect of us are being prayed to. You have to pray to yourself, right? You ask yourself, you know yourself, you will yourself to do things. Now, I always ask for confirmations. Always ask for confirmations. I mean, that's just what I do. I love it. And every time something bothers me, and usually nothing about me usually bothers me, it's usually something about somebody else. I want to protect somebody else, or somebody else is going through something, and I want to protect them, or I want them to learn something because I know they're missing a small piece of the puzzle, right? So if I speak to them and they're not quite getting it, I want to show them, right? And how do you show somebody something that's almost perceived as being so spiritual? But again, it's a perception, because spirituality and the physical is one and the same, right? Well, we just make it seem like it's just right? Which it still is, but it's still normal at the same time. So every time I would project myself so that they can see me doing certain things, right? And at the time, I didn't even know I was doing this. All I put was the intent is that I have to help this person, right? So at one point, somebody was trying to do voodoo on another person. And that person came back to me, and I heard about it, and I got really upset, right? And they didn't know, I didn't show it. And they was like, you know what? I saw you in my house protecting me. And I said, oh, you did? Okay. You know? And it's so funny because that same person told me, well, you know, you're not powerful. It's just what you deal with. And I said, I don't deal with anything. I don't deal with anything outside of me. So that was their confirmation. And they saw me actually protecting them. They were like, oh my gosh, right? Because again, I asked for confirmations. Not only do I ask for confirmations for myself, but I ask for confirmation so that other people can see what I am confirming, right? So that they can see it for themselves. Another time I had a at the time it was my significant other, and he had went to jail, and these guards were he went to prison actually, and these guards were bothering him. And I got so upset, and I was like, you know what? It wasn't really upset. It was more of an extreme love. And let me say this again, because I really don't get angry, right? It's more of an extreme love, if that's put, because I don't wish bad on anyone, but I do put an extreme love field which protects them in certain ways, right? And if I can say that in a better way. And all of a sudden, the guards just started getting fired. Now, some of these guards had been there for years. And he calls me and he says, how are you doing this? Right? What are you? And I remember another time, right? And I'm just giving you little examples where I was so sick. And usually, you know, we don't understand. A lot of times we don't put ourselves in a vulnerable state. But I had got so sick. And usually when I get sick, I can channel my energy and completely change my cells and push it out of me, right? So within a couple of hours, I am back like I was never sick. But this particular time, I was so weak and vulnerable that I couldn't do it. And my vulnerability was so beautiful in this case because I can feel a being taking my fever away. I knew it was there. I can feel it over me. I can feel it doing things to me. And then I will close my eyes and I can see it. Guess who this being was? It was me. Whew. I don't want to cry. I just need to let y'all know how phenomenal you are, right? And I'm going to be honest, the reason why I tap into so many beautiful things is because I purposely make sure, let me tell you, I'm in the purest energy, right? I'm not spying on nobody. I'm not wishing bad on anyone. I'm not hurting anyone else. I am simply making sure that I stay in the purest energy for this to happen. And I need y'all to notice, you are powerful. Sometimes, or all the time, not even sometimes, let me take that back, all the time, you have to acknowledge yourself. And it's okay to be in your ego as long as it's a healthy ego, but be humble as you acknowledge yourself, right? You acknowledge yourself, because the more you open yourself up and you bring yourself to a level of awareness to know how powerful you are, then the more you begin to do, the more you have access to, the more powerful you begin to be. And now when you call somebody a god or a goddess, it just isn't a word. Now you're tapping in to that part of you. You're activating this beautiful source that is within the oneness. And like I say, I'm just a messenger, right? But I tell you this because I know you will receive it, because that's where my intentions are, and because I love you. And I always say, move with the purest intent, with the purest energy, with the purest fiber, because you can do more than what you think. Not just in the spiritual, but everything in the spiritual manifests into the physical, right? The spiritual expressing itself, and vice versa, right? When you actually move in the physical in a certain way, it also enhances your spiritual, right? So don't think that one is better than the other, because it's not. Again, I love you. I will tap more into the spiritual and physical a little later. But as for right now, take that in. Receive it. Understand, and overstand. Or should I say understand, and then overstand, right? I love you. Peace, infinite, and divine abundance unto you.